I'm in the middle of my editing, but I decided to stop so I can talk to you guys a little bit about something. And before we get started, I would like to introduce myself. My name is RJ, aka Kekdotes, and I've been a huge fan of Dota WTF since 2014. I already mentioned that in my last video, but a couple years later, around 2016, is when I decided to try editing because they really inspired me to do so. I really loved their content and they were my inspiration. So I gradually improved over the years of editing by just watching their content and deeply analyzing how they do their things. Fast forward to 2020 is the first time I uploaded a video on my channel that is similar to theirs, and it's about the Rampage video. And that's how they found me and eventually took me in to the team like a couple months later. Before I started working for them, they told me that there's rules that we need to follow. First rule is that we're not allowed to publicly announce that we're working for them, so we just have to stay anonymous. Second rule is that we're not allowed to upload any videos that we give to them in our own channel. And he explained to me why it's bad and it will only bring negativity to the channel. And I totally respected that rule. The studio people got hired like 2 months later before I started working for them, and they were the one who were in charge for the rampages. In their very first month of working, I've been constantly reading comments in their comment section. As always, I saw a couple people that are directing like a link towards the channel and saying that they know who made the animation rampage and whatnot. So I visited the link and I found out the studios were uploading the same content as what they give to Dota WTF in their own separate channel, which we weren't allowed to do in the first place. I immediately reached out to Dota WTF and tell them about the case, and I even provided link so he can see for himself that the studios are uploading their work for them in their own channel. And he said that he will talk to them about it, and they're not supposed to do that because of the rule that we're supposed to follow. A couple months passed and the studio kept on uploading the same content in their own YouTube channel, and I haven't heard. So I just kind of ignored it. And then fast forward to a year later, the studio channel is still uploading the same shit, which kind of, got me a little mad, I would say, because they're just straight up disrespecting the rule that we're supposed to follow, and the content creators aren't doing anything to prevent that from happening. So instead, I tried doing the same thing as what they're doing, because I've been reading a lot of comments in their comment section about people missing the old editing style, which I possessed and the creators possessed also. And they're not responding to their comments at all. Like, they're just leaving them hanging and confused on like what happened to them, on what happened to us. So I felt bad. That's the reason why I started uploading my own video, my work for them in my own channel. Because if the studio can upload same shit in their own channel, then why can't I? You know what I mean? So I did that. They were aware that I was uploading the same content in my own channel, but they just let me go for the first couple clips. But then when I uploaded the first Dotes WTF moments, like the very first one, that's when they reached out to me, and then they told me like, oh, why are you doing this? Like, you could have told me about it and then we could have let you do it, but you decided to take this path. But in my mind, I was thinking that if you guys are not doing anything with the studio doing the same shit, then why can't I? But I never said that to them. Instead, I just apologized. I told them, hey, I'm sorry that I did this. I just did this because I felt bad for the people that are confused in the comment section, and I just wanted to show them like the content that they've missed in a couple episodes, because what they've been seeing are just the ones that we don't want to see. Like, I just want to address it as that, just so like I don't trigger any like hateful comment. So yeah, that's what I did. Even before that, I tried reaching for them. I tried giving them advices about their current editor. I was telling them that they should have a meeting or something like that to improve their content. I did my best. I did all I could to tell them like that this is a problem, but he was just telling me stuff like, oh, it's really hard to find people and you don't know how hard it is to be consistent because you haven't done this for so many years. All I can say as an editor is that there are some good and bad days when it comes to it. Like, it's not as easy as anyone would think, especially when you're like being consistent. Like every week you have like 10, 15 different clips to edit. But yeah, as we were arguing, so he was basically pointing out the fact that how I edit isn't bad at all. Second, he told me that I don't have time to edit for some reason, even though he should know that the reason why I don't edit a lot is because I have a job and I have other things to do. But he still dared to mention it out there, so it was kind of questionable on why he would even say that, even though he already knows the reason why. But then again, as I mentioned, their schedule is pretty packed, which is completely fine by me. Because during my break, I actually found a full-time job instead of a part-time job. So I don't have much to edit anyways, so I was totally fine about like not editing a lot. Well, they totally misunderstood what I said. Because in the video that I uploaded about my situation about them, like I totally explained how it's hard to upload. Like I totally relate and not giving my best performance in each clip that I edit, because it's normal to have like a bad day of editing. Considering myself, I was working alone. Like I'm not bragging, but I would say 80% of my clips are at least decent enough to be uploaded and people wouldn't complain about it. The rest 20%, yes, it's shitty because I would have like a bad day. But compared to the studio that many people work, most of their clips are just utter garbage. I'm not even gonna be nice with my words anymore. Fuck that. Fuck the hateful comment, but it's utter garbage. Like it's just so unacceptable. But yeah, that's the reason why I broke the rule, is because they just disrespected it to the point where I questioned myself. But in the end, I decided to break it for a valid reason, which is to let people know what's happening, because I actually feel bad. Oh my god. So he totally misunderstood my message in my previous video. I don't know if I handled it good, but all I could say is that I just said my honest opinion, and that at the end of the day, we both kind of just agreed for me to stop working for them. But at the end of our conversation, he was telling me that he wanted to talk to me more about this, but he's afraid that I might leak it, basically implying that I was leaking information about them, like important information about them, when I wasn't. So again, totally misunderstood my message, and I just left it with that. And yeah, I'm just gonna quickly say that filtering out my name in their comment section isn't gonna solve the problem, because it's been like that for a couple months, even before the people get to know anything about me. So yeah, that's about it.